Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, I just wanted to do a video right quick. I wanted to do a continuance. I just wanted to present some facts to you guys, as you may not know. Oh, by the way, shout out to Too Raw for TV. He did an excellent video in regards to Wesley Snipes basically being unappreciated and undervalued as, you know, an action star or just a black action star. You know, you got to understand what Wesley Snipes did and brought to the table when he became like the premier action star, like in the, you know, in the early 90s to the late 90s. And then, you know, unfortunately his career was basically put on pause because he had to do time in jail for tax evasion, which I already did a video speaking on that, which I think that was absurd how much time Wesley Snipes got for being a first-time offender. Man got sent, he got sent to a federal prison. Martha Stewart got sent to a damn country club and had fucking television in her room from what the reports were saying. Could watch TV and had tennis courts and all that stuff. Damn near was like she was in a senior citizen's home. But nevertheless, Wesley Snipes in the Blade movie pretty much gave Marvel the courage to keep putting out and leasing their films. If it wasn't for the success of Blade, who knows what happens? You might not have Marvel comics. You definitely wouldn't have Marvel films. Blade, the movie Blade was stuck in limbo for years. And like I said, Wesley Snipes decided to take on the project. And when he brought it to the screen, it was like, wow. And to be honest with you, Blade should have did more at the box office than what it did. You know? But now they're going to have a new Blade, which a lot of people are kind of like on the fence about it, because Blade was a classic. Wesley Snipes was Blade. He nailed that role. When you saw that movie, you took him serious. Blade was no nonsense. You got to understand, this showed that there was a place in a market for comic book adaptations being brought to the big screen. If you had a good writing team and you had a good director that could, that had a good vision on how they could put out these type of movies, because at first you got to admit, back then when they were putting out, Batman, which Batman at the time in 89 was still solid, but you have to understand, they didn't have the special effects technology back in 89 that they went on to have like in the two, which they got now. But Batman held his own at the time for something being made in 1989, I think, 89. Then after that, we got Total Recall, so you started to see the evolution and, landmark special effects, state-of-the-art special effects for these movies. But yeah, New Line Cinema was on the verge of going belly up. Now, Marvel Studios itself didn't really make much money off Blade itself, but it went on to license their other comic book characters. They eventually made a lot of money licensing the Spider-Man character to Sony, which went on to lead to other things. Then they leased the X-Men to 20th Century Fox. So basically, based off what happened with Blade, it gave Marvel the courage to continue this. And then as you started seeing these comic book characters coming to the big screen, and you seeing better, better special effects, better vision, everything. Because I think some of these movies, you have to understand, they couldn't have been made back then. You couldn't have made an Aquaman movie back in 1989. You just couldn't have. But what you could do now, compared to what you could do now, is limitless now. So you have to understand that. And I think most of you do. But yeah, Blade was the catalyst for basically Marvel to eventually start Marvel Studios. Because at first they were leasing and selling percentages of their comic book characters to these film studios. And then they eventually, as you know, created Marvel Studios, and then basically they started doing everything themselves. Now Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man and Venom, and I think Morbius is gonna come out. I think that's coming out through Sony. So they didn't just buy Spider-Man; they bought a couple of characters, or they leased a couple of characters to Sony. But Sony can cross over the characters to the Marvel Studio movies. So that's in the contract. But yeah, a lot of people didn't know that Blade was the catalyst. It started with Blade. Marvel had a lot riding on Blade, and then Blade went on to produce 2 additional sequels, and they were also successful at the box office. All 3 Blade movies grossed a total of $400 million worldwide, and I think combined it cost maybe around $90 million to produce all 3 of them. So that's a lot of money, a lot of profit. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know, give you some facts that Wesley Snipes and Blade pretty much bailed Marvel out. It didn't solely bail Marvel out of financial debt, but it helped catapult them to where eventually they were out of debt and out of bankruptcy. So yeah, just wanted to give y'all some fun facts. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.